Show with no namers. Can I get an amen? Now, how about a hallelujah? That's right, folks. Time for liftoff. Let's go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on.
0. Ignition.
Come on.
Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Come on. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. Come on. Let's do this. Let's go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Yeah, why not? Kids can listen to this show. Well, under adult supervision, maybe. Sometimes we say bad words, but you know what? These curse words, these swear words are part of the language too, and you need to know them. And sometimes they're not even offensive. Like we said yesterday, you guys are the shit. That means you're awesome. And that applause is for you, Show with No Namers, for all the effort you put in day after day, week after week, month after month, and yes, year after year. And do you want me to keep going? Decade after decade. Yes, some of you have been here for 20 years with me on the air. Well, 19. I mean, we are around. When you lose count, you know you've been doing it for a long time. So, folks, it is an honor and a privilege to welcome you to today's Show with No Name program here on Vaughn Radio, where we are sandwiched between Fitz and his program, No Excuses, and Jimena Holiday and her program, Test Your English. So it's called a Show with No Name Sandwich, or an Alberto Sandwich. Call it what you will.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right. If you want more information about our masters, follow us on social media. And folks, we've got a birthday today. One of our super students. It is Laura's birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Laura. Happy birthday. And wow, listening to that audio of my daughter, I recorded that maybe a year ago with her, and now she sounds totally different. You can tell that she sounds like a big girl. Yeah. Wow. That's a baby singing happy birthday. And now she's not as little as she was a year ago. She is growing in every sense of the word. And it's amazing. It's amazing to watch her growth, to witness it. Witness es testigo, pero también es el verbo ser testigo de. And in the words of Aerosmith, and I don't want to miss a thing. Even when I close my eyes, I still miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing. No me quiero perder ni una. Speaking of things and missing them, don't miss the book fair, Feria del Libro. It is coming up. It's right around the corner. I will be there on Saturday, May 31st, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, Saturday, May 31st, from 11 to 1 p.m. And folks, it's going to be a blast. The stand, el puesto 309. And as I said, many other presenters / teachers here at Vaughn Radio and authors will be attending. So if you want all the information, again, follow us on social media and you'll be able to get all the information you need about Feria del Libro 2025. As always, it's taking place at the Retiro Park in Madrid. And Vaughn's stand is 309. I'll see you on the 31st of May 2025 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then just a couple days later, I'll see you on June 3rd. June 3rd, we have our trivia night over at the Toast Tap Room. That's at 8 p.m. So mark your calendars, May 31st, 2025. You've got a date at the book fair. June 3rd, 2025. You've got a date with all your amigos, not just with me, at the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. So I hope to see you at one or both of these upcoming events, amigos. So much to celebrate. That's right. Also, we're celebrating Laura's birthday today as well. Well, why don't we celebrate with a surprise? No, not a surprise party. A surprise pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right. That's right, amigos. It is your pop quiz. Examen sorpresa. You know it's coming because we do a pop quiz every day here on the show. You just don't know at what angle because I use all different materials that you can find at the Vaughn Tienda. And today we're taking a look at a material written by our amiga, Jimena Holiday. That's right. Jimena Holiday, and it's called Expresiones en Inglés que deberías conocer. And you've got everything in there. It's got 1,000. That's right, 1,000 different expressions that you need to know. And it comes with 6 hours of audio to make sure you don't just know the expressions and recognize them, but you also know how to say them as well, pronouncing them, putting the emphasis where it needs to be. So 6 hours of audio, 1,000 idiomatic expressions, and you're thinking this has got to be at least 50 euros. No, $9.95. That's right, $9.95. So under 10 euros. I mean, what a steal there. Let's do the math here. Let me get my phone over here 1 second, because even though it's a round number, I'm not good at this stuff. So 1,000 divided by 10 equals 100. So 100 per, wait. So I don't know what I just did. So 1,000 expressions divided by 10 euros equals 100. So does that mean that it costs €1 per expression? No, that doesn't make sense. Well, you guys can figure it out. That is awesome. That is what I call a steal. And as you're seeing, my math skills, even with a calculator, are lacking. Carecen. All right. But thank God. Thanks. Thankfully, I'm not your math teacher. And I am your English teacher. But talk about a lot of bang for your buck, right? A lot of bang for your buck there. So yeah, I guess that means it's 100 expressions per euro. Is that? Yeah, that makes sense. 10. Okay, 100 times 10. Yeah. So it's for a euro, for each euro that you spend here in this awesome material, you get 100 idiomatic expressions. And again, very important, the audio to make sure you're getting it. So let's listen to a little audio excerpt. In fact, this is Jimena. You're going to hear from Jimena and Carmen, two of our power horses, our workhorses, a powerhouse, mejor dicho, a powerhouse, a ver cómo lo traducen. A workhorse es currante, I think that one's easy. A powerhouse es una bestia, right? Powerhouse, a ver cómo me lo está buscando en español. Why? Powerhouse. Aquí está. Central eléctrica. Bueno, the figurative sense is fuerza motriz. Okay? A powerhouse. Fuerza motriz. All right? So that is Jimena and Carmen. And both of them you're going to hear right now in a material that, even though Jimena wrote it, I am sure Carmen had something to do with this material as well. And you can pick it up at Von Tienda for $9.95. It's expresiones en inglés que deberías conocer. Everybody listen up.
At the end of the day.
Al fin y al cabo. Al fin y al cabo, no importa quién gane.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who wins.
Al fin y al cabo, la decisión es tuya.
At the end of the day, the decision is yours. As far as I know.
Que yo sepa. Que yo sepa, el contrato no se ha firmado todavía.
As far as I know, the contract hasn't been signed yet.
Que yo sepa, el puesto todavía está disponible.
As far as I know, the job is still available. As happy as a clam. As happy as Larry.
Feliz como una perdiz. Ella estaba feliz como una perdiz en el vuelo de regreso a casa.
She was as happy as a clam on the flight back home.
No te preocupes por preparar nada sofisticado. Dame un bocadillo y estaré feliz como una perdiz.
Don't worry about making anything fancy. Give me a sandwich and I'll be as happy as Larry. As mad as a box of frogs.
Más loco que una cabra. Loco de atar. ¿Por qué has comprado este soporte para la barbilla portátil? Estás como una cabra.
Why did you buy that portable chin rest? You're as mad as a box of frogs.
¿De qué estaba hablando ella? Está loca de atar.
What was she going on about? She's as mad as a box of frogs. As strong as an ox.
Fuerte como un roble. Yo no me preocuparía por ella. Es fuerte como un roble.
I wouldn't worry about her. She's as strong as an ox.
A pesar de ser fuerte como un roble, él no pudo entrar en el ejército.
Despite being as strong as an ox, he failed to get into the army.
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, Weekend Town. If you want more information about Weekend Town, Vaughan Town, our master's program, or any of the amazing initiatives you can find, well, you can follow us on social media and you can contact us via social media. You can also reach out via our website or stop by in person if you'd like. As you know, we've got offices in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, and Zaragoza. And we offer courses and materials in all of those cities. So if you'd like, stop by. You can find us very easily by just putting the name of the city. So Vigo, and then put in the word Vaughan, Grupo Vaughan if you want. And it'll give you the exact address. But please feel free to stop by. We would love to meet you. Also, a quick reminder, if you haven't participated in the question of the week yet, and that's most of you. In fact, I'll give a nice round of applause right now to Alfonso and Marisol. They've already sent me their answers in the question of the week. This is a fun one. I expected more people to participate. I guess you guys are either you have nothing to contribute, or maybe you haven't been too far from home. You know, then you're like, well, no tiene sentido decir he ido a Cuenca. You know what I mean? Because that's, well, even though that could be funny too, right? Well, hey, think about our grandparents' generation, right? A lot of them never left their province. You know, going to the big city was a thing. But times have changed now. The world is more connected, and not just by automobiles and planes and all that jazz, but through the internet, right? So people, places are more connected than ever. But if you'd like to participate, don't put it off. Don't wait until the last minute to do it. Send us a 1-minute voice message. Keep it at a minute. A minute 15 is okay. A minute 30, now you're going into 2-minute territory. And now you're taking too long to explain something you can explain in a minute. So aside from, learning how to express yourself in English about different topics, it's also an exercise in being concise and not going on and on and on and on. Because if I ask you, what's your favorite movie? And you tell me 6, you didn't get the exercise, right? So pay attention to that as well. There are limitations, but like with everything, okay, you have to hand in a paper, entregar un papel, un ensayo, an essay, and it has to be 300 words, not 350, not 250, 300, right? So that's, as always in life, there are some parameters that we have to work in. So that's the only one here. Just keep it at around a minute, and we'd love to hear from you. Tell us the farthest you've ever been from home, all right? And we'll hear your answers on Friday. All right, let's take a look at today's pop quiz. I've got a couple questions. Really, I've got 4 for you today. Because number 1, I'm asking you for 2 different structures to see if you know them. And both structures are used all the time. In English, in Spanish, in any language. The first one, que yo sepa. I hear this all the time. It's, que yo sepa, no, mañana no es festivo. Que yo se, right? You hear it all the time. Well, use it in context. Use it in your own context. Que yo sepa. Also, this is the bonus part of number one. So number one has really two parts. The second one, I want you to use por lo que a mí respecta. Okay? So my opinion about it. The first one, you're saying, the information I have is this. The second one, you're saying my opinion is this. So, be careful. That's why we're looking at both of these, because I have heard students mix them up or make a hybrid of the two. So we're going to clear that up today. The first one, in part one, use que yo sepa. Okay? Que yo sepa es el cumple de Laura. Right? That's a perfect example. Por lo que a mí respecta, no me gusta la gente que habla así o que tenga un problema de actitud. I don't know. I'm giving you some ideas there, okay? The next one, you can use the one from the audio or you can give us another one. How would you tell somebody you are extremely happy? You're very happy. When the word happy just isn't enough. Now, there were two that Jimena said in the audio, but you know me, I'm open-minded. I want to hear all different ways. So you can use the ones in the audio. If you don't, I'll repeat them. Or you can give us another way to say, estoy en la gloria. Estoy no contento, más que contento. Encantadísimo, right? Felicísimo. I think I just made that one up. Acabo de inventarme esa, creo. All right, so that is number two. Tell us a way of saying you are extremely happy. And the third one, hey, that's a new one for me because I've never heard, he's as mad as a box of frogs. I guess that's totally British because I've never used that one. Mad as a box of frogs. You say estar como una cabra. Este tío está como una cabra. We use cabra in English, but you know what we use it for? If somebody is the goat, I'm sure you've seen this before on social media, the goat, the greatest of all time. El mejor de todos los tiempos, the goat, right? So for us, it has nothing to do with being crazy. Nonetheless, no obstante, we have got a lot of ways of saying that someone is crazy. Nuts. Ahí tienes otra. I'm not going to give you any more because I want you to give me a synonym of crazy. Again, use your own examples, personalize it, use it in a way that you would really use it. This way, you're not just practicing vocabulary, you're practicing how to apply that vocabulary in your situation, in a practical situation. All right? So, number one is two parts. Que yo sepa, o sea, son tan comunes que tienen siglas también. Okay, so the first one, que yo sepa, and part two of the first one is por lo que a mí me respecta. Okay, so the first one, you're saying the information I have is as follows. The second one, you're saying, well, if you ask me my opinion, this is it. Okay? The next one, tell us another way of saying that you are extremely happy. Okay? You can use one of the ones we heard in that audio. Again, it's from Expresiones en Inglés que debes conocer. Que deberías conocer. I just shared the link with you. If you are in our chat room, if you're in our group, you can just click on the link and you'll have this material at your house in no time. En un santiamén, you say. En un plis plas. I love those totally native expressions in Spanish. That's why I like teaching them in English. All right. And the last one, another way of saying somebody is nuts. And believe it or not, we have got, I think, over 100 different ways to say that somebody is nuts, crazy. Y ahí paro. Because I could give you a lot of synonyms right now, but I want you to give them to me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head to a quick commercial break right now. I see we've got a lot of participation, a lot of students eager to rock and roll. We've got Elena, we've got Chris, Born to Iron Man, Antonio. A lot of cool students here, ready to learn, ready to rock. and have some fun. We're going to sing, we're going to play, we're going to laugh, we're going to cry. Well, tears of joy, right? Not cry because we're sad. You can cry tears of joy as well. Hablando de felicidad. Many ways to express this, and we'll take a look at that when we come back. Plus, we've got our Say What soundbite, we've got spelling bee, homophones, and so much more up ahead. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. I hope you guys are having fun. And I hope you're listening to all the other programs on Vaughn Radio, all the amazing programs designed to get you excited about English. Programs such as Chris Frank and Frankly Speaking. Talking about nuts, Dave Boyce and the salad. And I mean that with all due respect. From one nutter to another. Ahí tienes otra forma. A nutter, un loco, locatis. You got Kyle Miller too, and his program Drive Time. You got the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. Also, Rob hosts a show with Andy called The Lunchtime Show, which you can catch and participate on every day. You've got Jimena Holiday and Test Your English. You've got Richard Vaughn Live. The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez. You've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. And No Excuses with Fitz. All right, amigos, so much to do in today's show. So we're going to kick off the second part of the show with the Say What soundbite. Yeah, say what? All right, folks, your Say What soundbite. This guy is uber famous. Super famous. Totally famous. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. You might recognize his voice, you might not. But either way, that's not the most important part of this exercise. The most important part of this exercise is seeing how much you can get, how much of it you catch. And hopefully, you'll be able to catch the whole thing since you're going to hear it 4 times. But initially, I want your take. De hecho, puedes empezarlo con en cuanto a mí respecta, right? Hey, it's a good way to practice. this very useful structure that we're going to take a look at in today's pop quiz. All right, so is everybody ready? Grab a pen, grab a notebook, or jot it down on your tablet, wherever you like to write things down. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
They would say, well, it's all white men. I said, it's not. Most of the people there are aliens. And the idea is that you're supposed to accept people for what they are, even if they're big and furry, or whether they've got they're green and whatever. The idea is all the people are equal.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first listen, okay? So something about equality there. All right, well, I won't say too much because, well, hopefully you guys will be able to tell me what you heard using your best English. All right, here is your Say What soundbite for the second time.
They would say, well, it's all white men. I said, it's not. Most of the people there are aliens. And the idea is that you're supposed to accept people for what they are, even if they're big and furry, or whether they've got they're green and whatever. The idea is all the people are equal.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace. Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que ha sido a gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit.
That's right, amigos. This book is the shit. Just one of the many materials you can pick up at Von Tienda and vontienda.com. Materials such as This Book is the Shit or Jimena's Expresiones en Inglés que deberías conocer, which we are looking at in today's pop quiz. So let's check in with our students and see what you guys are up to. Born to Iron Man checking in. He says, morning, friends. Morning to you, Born to Iron Man. Hope you're having a great day, bud. We've got Elena in the house. Elena says, good morning, folks. I'm super jazzed to join you for 2 hours. Let's do this. You smell that? I'm jazzed. I'm excited. I am jazzed. I love that word. I'm very jazzed. Emocionado, entusiasmado. That's a difficult one. I'm psyched. I'm stoked. I'm jazzed. Mentalizado, listo, excited. I love it. Great word, Elena. Off to a wonderful start. And I like the let's do this. Eso es. Vamos a por ello. Let's do this. Y si quieres añadir énfasis, let's do this like we never knew this. O sea, es la misma palabra. Do. Bueno, this es igual, pero do and new riman, right? So let's do this like we never knew this. Como nunca. All right. I love it, Elena. I am definitely up for it. There's Chris Valrol. She says, morning, wonderful show with no-namers. Today's a very special day. Dare I say, a magical day. It's Laura's birthday. Happy birthday, Laura, and many happy returns. Let's see. We've got Antonio in the house. Antonio says, I'm close. I lost count. Talking about, I imagine, to listening to the show for 2 decades, which it's been on the air. It's incredible. Now, people have come and gone. I think that's natural, right? If you ask me what podcasts I listen to now and which ones I listened to 20 years ago, it's totally different. In fact, there weren't as many options back then. So, and for those of you who have stood the test of time, you've been with me through thick and thin. We looked at that expression. Through thick and thin. We looked at it. They are as thick as thieves. Through thick and thin, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Antonio also says, once I asked you to say hello to my elementary school daughter. Now she's heading to university. Cheers, mate. Wow. Te doy un totally native por el heading to en vez de going to. That's totally native, Antonio. Great. Great. And congrats to your daughter. That's great. So we've grown together. Right? Many of you knew me before I was married, when I was just single and ready to mingle. Estoy rimando mucho hoy. Bueno, eso es una expresión. Mingle es mezclarse, conocer gente. Single and ready to mingle. And, now I'm a guy, you won't find me in a bar. I don't go, I don't know. It's just not my scene anymore. In fact, a lot of times, I think I remember when the turning point was. I wasn't married yet, but I was planning to get married. And I remember I was in Ibiza with some friends, and we were at a club, en una discoteca, and I just remember looking around and saying, oh, so I'm that old guy now. Yeah, seriously. I was like, oh, so I'm that guy now. And nothing really happened. It was just when I looked around, I was like, everybody else is in their 20s, and I'm going to be in my 40s now. I'm not one of them anymore. I can act young, I can look young, but I'm not one of them anymore. And, you outgrow things in life, no? Se te quedan pequeño cosas. You outgrow them, not just your clothes. And believe me, with my daughter, she is growing in every sense of the word. Well, I don't want to spend too much money on clothes for her because in 2 weeks, they don't fit her anymore. So, Antonio, thank you for learning and growing with me. And it's amazing, just the fact that you said heading to university. I mean, you don't hear that. You don't hear a lot of non-native people use the verb head to mean to go somewhere. But native people use it all the time. Where are you heading? Oh, I'm heading home. I'm heading to the pharmacy. Heading. We use it all the time. Great, Antonio. Keep up the great work. Elena says, really, best wishes for Laura then. Tanti auguri, cara Laura. And Born to Iron Man is sending you some greetings as well. I'm sure Laura, because she's on holiday right now. Right now, she's sensing something. She's saying, I can feel like people are talking about me right now. Well, we are, Laura, but it's all positive. Chris says, unfortunately for us, Laura's traveling right now and she can't join us today, but hopefully she'll listen to the show in the near future. Indeed, double A. Lara Lara's voice sounds different nowadays. Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says 1,000 expressions times 10 equals 1 expression times 1 cent. But don't we divide it? Pero lo multiplicamos, entonces. See, I'm doing it the wrong way. I thought we divide it. So if it's 1,000 expressions divided by 10 euros, right? Se multiply. I'm confused. Now, thanks, but you confused me more. Anyway, let's move on. Let's put it this way, because we don't need to keep revisiting it, is what I mean. Or else we'll get to the end of the show and we're still talking about how many expressions you get. Just put it this way. If you get expresiones en inglés que deberías conocer, you are getting a deal. Un chollazo. Let's put it that way, and that'll end that right there. The math doesn't matter. It's a great deal, right? So we can focus on the English stuff. Elena says, I'm just a procrastinator, double A, but I'll send mine before Friday. Pinky promise. Toma. Juramento del meñique, right? We say pinky promise or pinky swear. Antes dije la palabra swear, que es palabrota, a swear word to swear, decir palabrotas, but also es jurar. So if we pinky swear or pinky promise, it means that I'm definitely going to do it. Well, Elena, we'd love to hear from you. And if you don't participate, we all miss your lovely voice. So looking forward to all of your participations in our question of the week. Again, it's our weekly section where you guys get to express yourselves in English verbally, and I can help you. I can guide you. And it really is a wonderful opportunity to make sure you're practicing your speaking every week. So, Elena, you usually participate. I'm not too worried about it. You're doing a great job in that section. And it seems like you're ready for today's pop quiz. You weren't kidding when you said you were jazzed today. Let's see how she did in the pop quiz. Elena says, as far as I know, he isn't coming tonight. Perfecto. Que yo sepa. Okay. As far as I know. Okay. Now, this is so commonly said that you can write A-F-A-I-K. O sea, puedes usar las letras también, que se usa tanto. So as far as I know, he isn't coming tonight. And to be honest, my dear, as far as I'm concerned, I couldn't care less. And all right. Now let me see. Is it because I native people make mistakes? Couldn't care less or could? I always get confused here. Okay, the correct and more commonly used phrase is I couldn't care less. However, guess what? Americans, we say both. We say I could care less or I couldn't care less, que significan el inverso, pero la idea es me la suda. You say in Spanish. Okay. I couldn't care less. Elena, great. That sounds wonderful. So let's go over it again. She says, as far as I know, apréndetelo como frase hecha. As far as I know, he isn't coming tonight. And to be honest, otro que se usa tanto, TBH, puedes poner. To be honest, my dear, as far as I'm concerned, I couldn't care less. Or I don't give a damn. Me importa un bledo. Excellent, Elena. And then she says, I'm over the moon. I just hit the jackpot. Encantadísima, muy contenta. I'm over the moon. And to hit the jackpot, me tocó el gordo. The fat guy touched me. That does not sound the same in English, by the way. I hit the jackpot. Very good. And the last one, you know your cousin has lost his marbles. Wow. Elena, that is what I call awesome work. Excellent. To lose your marbles, perder las canicas. You know that game you used to play when you were a kid with the little marbles, right? Que de hecho la palabra marble también es mármol. And if you think about it, si las ves, tienen, right? They've got those grains in them. We looked at that the other day. Against the grain, right? It says betas, you call them? I forget the word you say. So to lose your marbles, to lose your mind. Excellent job, Elena. Antonio says, this guy is cuckoo. Pero lo has escrito mal. ¿Y dónde están los demás? ¿O no lo sabes o solo quieres? Okay. Well, either way, cuckoo in English, y si has visto la película, entonces sabrás, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Entonces, en inglés no se escribe C-U-C-U, sino C-U-C-K-O-O. ¿Ok? Y otra vez usamos esa peliculón. El libro también es an excellent book. Ken Kesey is the writer. If you like the movie, you'll love the book. The book is it's spellbinding. Spellbinding, te hechiza. ¿No? Te pone bajo un hechizo. Very interesting. So, Antonio, good job on the one of them. You gave us one of the four. Not bad. And just be careful, though, the spelling, though. Right? Si lo vas a poner en inglés, it is spelled differently. Like the cuckoo bird, the cuckoo clock, same spelling there. Okay? Let's see. Chris Valrol says, as far as I know, que yo sepa, she's as happy as a clam. Very good. Me imagino que las almejas son contentas. Están contentas, right? As happy as a clam, we say. Not to be confused with the world is your oyster, now that we're talking about seafood. The world is your oyster, te comes el mundo es tuyo, es tu ostra. But if you're as happy as a clam, it means you're over the moon. You're excited. You're jazzed. You're really happy. You're ecstatic. Ecstatic. That's another one we say. I'm enthralled. I'm over the moon. I'm on cloud 9. Well, I won't say anymore, just because I know a lot of other people are participating and I want to hear your synonyms. Let's see. Speaking of, Chris, you used that one. As far as I'm concerned, okay, en cuanto a mí, as far as I'm concerned, I'm on cloud 9. Estoy en la gloria, but he's bananas. Great. To be bananas. Nuts, bananas, cuckoo, to lose your marbles. Okay, I love it. What about this one? Zany. He's zany. Z-A-N-Y. Palabrón si jugáis a palabrados. Zany. All right, great stuff, guys. All right, Born to Iron Man. He says, as far as I know, today's Wednesday. The next one, as far as I'm concerned, I love cycling. And the next one, I'm as happy as Larry or as a clam. Yep, you can say as happy as Larry or as happy as a clam. And the last one, sometimes I seem as mad as a box of frogs. Otra, como te digo, que yo nunca, jamás he usado en mi vida. Off my rocker, right? Si quieres poner, si hablas de ti, en vez de there, porque no sé quién es el they aquí, right? So, I'm off my rocker. Estoy como una cabra. I'm off my rocker. And as crazy as a loon. Or más fácil. You're looning. You're a lunatic. You're crazy. You're nuts. You're bananas. You're off your rocker. You have lost your marbles. All different ways of saying you are cuckoo, cuckoo. All right. Wonderful job, all of you, in our pop quiz. Let's see. We've also got some people participating in our Say What soundbite. Let's see what we've got. Elena says, an American fellow stating that although we might look different on the outside, some even might look like aliens. At the end of the day, al fin y al cabo, ahí te he visto, otra expresión que estaba en el audio. At the end of the day, we're all human beings and should embrace each other. Elena, great job. Wonderful job. You summed it up beautifully. Okay, let's see. Chris says, I heard an American man talking about the fact that there's no difference between or among humans. Among si es más de dos puntos de referencia. So among es la que buscas. Even though they are different colors on the outside, we are all equal. Absolutely. And I've got to tell you something. Don't underestimate the word aliens in there or the colors he uses, because he says a color. All of these things can give you little clues, pequeñas pistas, as to who this is, even though that's not the important part. The important part is what's being said in your own words and hopefully in this person's words as well. Amigos, I can't believe it. We have got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at a lot more stuff. We're going to kick off with homophones. Then we'll listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. We've also got our spelling bee, double trouble, name that lyric, name that movie, and so much more. So stick around. Hey amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3 of today's show here on Vaughn Radio. I hope you guys are learning. I hope you're taking notes, because we've looked at a lot of vocabulary so far today. Thanks to you guys, by the way, with all your synonyms for crazy and extremely happy. Wonderful job so far. As we say, so far, so good. Todo bien hasta ahora. Let's see some more comments. Chris Valrol says, oh, guys, I just charred my toast for writing. Anyone would think the show drives me crazy. Oh, no. You burnt your toast. Oh, my goodness. I hope you've got more bread to toast. Oh, man. Well, a toast to you, Chris, and all of you show with no namers. A toast, un brindis. Okay. All right. Well, we don't want you to burn your breakfast. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's see. Born to Iron Man agrees. He seconds the motion. He says, you're right, Chris. It does. It drives us crazy. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be, oh man, you drive me crazy. It can be, again, the tone is everything. Does it sound familiar? She drives me crazy. I can't help myself. Woo, woo. You got to do the hoo part. All right. Jess says, how do you say perdiste los estribos? I'm not exactly sure what that means in Spanish, pero bueno, lo ponemos en Google. Lo he oído, pero no lo tengo claro. Me pregunta, all right, pues vamos. Perdiste los estribos. He copiado y pegado tu frase y lo he puesto en Google. Perdiste los estribos translates to you lost your temper. Another way we can say it, you lost your cool. Okay? Or, si quieres un totally native, you flew off the handle. Okay? I hope I answered your, well, I didn't answer your question because I wasn't sure in Spanish. Google answered it, Jess. I love you, Google. You know, I hate you as a company, but I love that if I'm not sure about a certain expression, just like you guys, if I just put the question in there, Google will find a way. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to filter it, right? That's where it's good to have a teacher, because I've had students say, oh, you say this. I'm like, not really. Well, the internet said that. I'm like, well, don't believe everything you read on the internet either, because there have been times I've seen things and I'm like, that's not really true. So, but perder los estribos, to lose your temper, to lose your cool, or to fly off the handle. Thank you, Google. Again. All right, well, we've got a lot of stuff to do, folks, so we're going to move on to today's Homophones on the Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. It's homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. Show with No Name. Show with No Name. Show with No Name. Show with No. Show with No. Show with No. Show with No. All right, amigos, it is Homophones here on the Show with No Name. This is where we look at words that tend to be a little bit tricky, that are pronounced the same or almost the same. So the first thing I want to do, as always, is A, see if you're familiar with these words in all their incarnations, right? And secondly, to see if you know if they sound exactly the same or not. All right, my amigos. So as always, pay attention and let's hear what you have to say. The first word is oscuro. Oscuro. Okay, oscuro. No es el verbo, por una vez en la vida, no es un verbo. Bueno, se puede decir oscurecer algo, pero that wouldn't be this. Ya es con EN. O empleando el reflexivo get con ello. So it's oscurecer sin el get. Es oscuro. I know you know this word. El Caballero Oscuro. Any Batman fans in the house? Okay, well then you might know it from there. That is the first word, okay? So oscuro, la oscuridad. Also, we'll take a look at it more in context. And the second word is a word I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, to be honest. But let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what we've got over here then. The second word is tarado. Tarado. Menso. Oh, no, eso es en América Latina. Ganso. Okay, a stupid person. A fool. An idiot. A moron. All right, there you go, my amigos. Those are your two words. So si tú dices, al tarado le gusta la oscuridad, would the word tarado and oscuridad sound the same or not? We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Let me give you the Say What soundbite for the third time. Here we go, folks.
You know, they would say, well, it's all white men. I said, it's not. Most of the people are aliens. And the idea is that you're supposed to accept people for what they are, whether they're big and furry, or whether they've got a green, they're green and whatever. The idea is all people are equal.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to groupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. That's right, folks. If you want more information about Vaughan Town, really simple. All you have to do is go over to our website, groupovaughn.com, or if you're following us on social media, you can reach out, contactar, and we'll give you all the information you need to know about Vaughan Town, Weekend Town, or any of our amazing initiatives here on Vaughan Radio and at Vaughan. Because remember, Vaughan Radio is what you see, but there are so many different departments, so many different initiatives. You know, any given day, we have like 3 or 4 different Vaughan towns happening all around Spain. So, you know, a lot of times we lose sight of that. Even myself, I'm like, oh, well, we're here on the radio doing our thing. But then there are people all over Spain working with Vaughan, whether you're a teacher or whether you're working with us as a student and you're doing one of our courses. And that's awesome. But if you want more information, if you've never taken a course with us, or it's something that might be interesting to you, or, you know, you just want more information about, again, you don't have to sign up for anything just because you ask. Asking is okay. All right, let's see what we've got over here. Elena is taking a stab at today's Say What soundbite. And Elena, it looks right at first glance. Wonderful. Looks great. Born to Iron Man says the fine young cannibals. That's right. She drives me crazy. Don't make me sing it again, please. I can't do falsetto very well. Also, Chris says, good one, double A. Let's make a toast. I love that song, The Fine Young Cannibals. All right, let's see. Elena gives us the 2 words, but the second word is not the word we're looking for. So I can't judge it. No lo puedo juzgar porque no es la palabra que busco. So those 2 words you put are not homophones, but the second word is more like a name. All right, well, let's see. Let's go down over here. Born to Iron Man says versus don't sound alike. Well, Born to Iron Man, you've got the right words. Tienes las palabras correctas, which is great. And you say they don't sound alike. All right, well, Chris Valrol also gives us the 2 correct words, and she says they are not homophones. Okay, so Born to Iron Man and Chris know the words, which is surprising. Why? Well, the first word, as I said, you should know it. It's a pretty common word. The second one, it's kind of a word we used to say a lot when I was in high school. You know, este tío es un tonto. Este es un capullo, right? All right. The first word is dark. Bueno, vamos a usar la frase que os di antes. That dork hates the dark. That dork hates the dark. They are not. So dark. And as I said before, está oscureciendo, we don't say it's darkening. We say it's getting dark. It's getting dark. Now, you do use to darken, right? Let's say you're coloring. Estoy con mi hija, estamos coloreando. I say, honey, let's darken these circles. So it is used, but oscurecer como el día, it's to get dark. What time does it get dark in the summer? It gets dark later in the summer. All right, so dark rhymes with spark. Dilos conmigo. Spark is chispa. Rhymes with park. Rhymes with lark. Lark is a kind of bird. A ver cómo se... alondra, zurriaga. Zurriaga o alondra, a lark, a singing bird, right? Dark, lark, spark, okay? And the other one, dork, or dork rhymes with fork, rhymes with spork. Do you know what a spork is? A spork is a mix between a spoon and a fork. You know, the ones you get sometimes on an airplane or, you know, from a vending machine. Those are called sporks. Yes, we do have a name for everything in English. All right, well, folks, it is time to move on, but wonderful job in our homophone section. Great job. Born to Iron Man, Chris and Elena. Now you know that second word is not Dirk, sino dork. And I hate to say it, I'm going to come clean here. Voy a admitir cosas aquí. I was often called a dork. I wasn't too popular until until the second half of high school. So the first half of high school, I was pretty shy. I was pretty reserved, believe it or not, you know? And then I came out of my shell. Salí, como decimos, de mi cáscara. Como de repente me hice más social. I came out of my shell, and that was the end of that. All right, amigos. Well, we have got to move on. So I think it's time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, amigos, welcome to our Spelling Bee here on the show with no name. This is one of the most challenging sections we have ever done on our show. And why? Well, because it seems like a simple thing, doesn't it? Oh, spell your name. Well, I remember when I started teaching and I would say, spell your name. And they would say, A, no I, no E. I'm like, oh boy, Houston, we have a problem. And then that's where the spelling bee and all of that came from. You know, it came from me saying, oh wait, people don't know how to spell, right? People don't know how to spell basic things. And I'm not saying you have to walk around spelling. You don't do spelling bees in Spanish. It's an American thing. But you do know you have to know how to be able to spell your last name or your email address or whatever. Or even if it's not spelling something, even if it's saying, you know, a password or a confirmation number, you don't want to run into any problems with that kind of communication. And, of course, the symbols, los símbolos, at, arroba, dot, punto, you know, these symbols that are used all the time, everywhere in our digital age that we live in. All right, here is your spelling bee. Round one, as you know, is not for the faint of heart. No es apto para cardíacos. We'll see how you do. And if you don't get it, don't fret. Otra forma así, don't worry, because I will repeat them a second time. Are you ready? All right. The first one is, let's capitalize the first letter of every word. The first one is MRS space DALLOWAY. The second one is VIR GINIA space WOOLF. The third one is VOYAGE space OUT, excuse me. The fourth one, T-O space T-H-E space L-I-G-H-T-H-O-U-S-E. The fifth one is O-R-L-A-N-D-O. And the last one is S-T-R-E-A-M space O-F space C-O-N-S-C-I-O-U-S-N-E-S-S. ¿Qué tal vas de ánimo? ¿Necesitas un empujón? ¿Un poco de aliento? No sweat, no te preocupes. Pásate por vaughantienda.com y hazte con nuestro nuevo material multimedia. 365 días de wellness e inglés. Y viene de la mano de tu propio